So today we're going to be talking about why you might be attracting certain negative situations into your life and you just don't know why. And it's because of the beliefs that you carry within yourself that affirm to you that these negative situations are who you are. But this is of course an illusion. It is not true. And I am going to be teaching you how you can release these beliefs, how you can release the blocks to abundance and love coming into your life so that you can feel more happier, more fulfilled and more at peace, which is of course what you deserve. So ever since the moment that we are born, we store energy in our bodies, in our nervous system, in our brain. Our brain is constantly firing and wiring all of this stored energy that we have picked up and who we believe this to be. And this is ultimately who we believe that we are. We create an identity around this because of course that is all that we know. This is all that we have picked up, all that we have seen, smelt, tasted, felt, touched. This is all that we know is true. So if we don't know anything else, then how are we meant to create a better life for ourselves if we don't know it's out there? So sometimes you have to get to a stage in your life where you are sick of the old habits, you can't take it anymore and you have to ask for something else, which I'm guessing this is why you have found this video, because you have been asking and the universe is of course giving you what you're asking for. So what do we mean when we talk about stored emotions? When we have an experience in our life, or it might be a traumatic event, or simply just an experience that we've had really strong emotions that we weren't able to process at the time. We didn't have the emotional intelligence or the regulated nervous system, the resilience to be able to deal with these emotions. And so these emotions get trapped in our bodies, in our chakras. So there are energy centers within our body that are linked to love, happiness, passion, peace. Our throat chakra is speaking our truth. Our crown chakra is being able to be connected to a higher power. When we have stored emotions and these energy centers are blocked, then we can't transmit the natural energy that is readily available to us, that we naturally are, because we are blocking it with our thoughts, our feelings and our actions. So our thoughts and our feelings and our actions, in case you aren't aware, are what create, of course, our external reality. Our external reality is a mirror of our inner world. It's a reflection of who we are and what we are being and what we believe earth and reality to be. So when you believe you are unworthy of this happiness, unworthy of the love, if you feel unlovable because you've had a certain situation in your life where it has made you feel like you must be unlovable, or that you don't deserve happiness because maybe you have never really felt happiness into your life. You might have came onto this earth in your soul mission to be able to learn this lesson. Your higher self needed to create this experience on earth so that you can heal this, so that you can identify it and make it aware, and so that you can reprogram it. So just know that you haven't wasted time. This is all for a reason. Everything happens for a reason on this earth, and it is so that we can learn the lessons along our soul journey. So now that we know more about the blocks and the trauma that has been stored into our body, the emotions that are creating our thoughts and our feelings, then it must be true then that we can create new thoughts and feelings by implementing new, more positive energy into our lives. So I just want to start off by saying, when we have a belief, if we have a belief that we are unworthy of happiness, that we are unlovable, then how humans work is that we have to then, if we believe something, usually our brain needs to prove that that is true. So this is the basis of your reality. Your foundation is your belief system. So when we have a belief that we are unworthy, we then go about our lives our subconscious mind creates situations to then confirm this belief, so that we confirm, yes, see, I'm unworthy. Yes, see, I'm unlovable. Because this is who your ego mind thinks that you are. It wants you to believe the illusion. This is the negative part of us. So we all have a negative part of us, which is our ego. And we also have a positive part of us, which is our soul. So you get to decide now which one you want to feed. Do you want to feed the positive, or do you want to continue to feed the negative? So the ego is just running on autopilot. It is the fear, it is the guilt, it is the shame. It doesn't know the soul. It can't know any positive, because we have to have negative and positive to be able to learn lessons in our lives, to be able to create a union, a oneness within life. So in some ways, obviously, it does try to protect us. But once we have the awareness and the observation of this, we can then begin to reprogram this and to connect more with our soul side. But we have to break the patterns. We have to break the habits of feeling unlovable, unworthy of peace, unable to speak our truths, unable to love because of fear, shame and guilt. We have to make these patterns, these habits aware. This is the key. Awareness and observation of it is key. And of course, knowledge of it, the more that we know about it, the more that we can understand it and accept it and then let it go. So the first step that you can do to clear your energy field is by creating a safe space for yourself to be able to feel all the emotions and all the trapped trauma that you need to feel to be released. So you need to create a safe space. And also a routine that makes you feel safe, and so that you can connect with yourself, so that you connect to the oneness and the wholeness that you are. In truth, we are wholeness just as we are. And once we begin to know this, then we can learn to love and accept ourselves for who we are. We can then be authentic, and we can connect to that version of us that we want to be. We can speak our truth. We can love with our hearts no matter what, because we know that we can't create anything in our lives anymore that can disrupt us, because once we are whole and complete within, then naturally this will be reflected into our outer reality. And we can create better situations, better thought habits, better feeling habits, and better actions to create a better reality. So what does a safe space look like to you? What do you do that you feel safe? Is it in your home, getting cozy with a cup of tea, just spending time here? And it is also about removing things in your life that no longer serve you. So this can sometimes look like people or situations that you have attracted into your life to, as we've talked about, confirm these belief systems that we have had. So people and situations come into our lives to confirm our beliefs. So what beliefs do you want to have? Do you want to believe that you are worthy? Do you want to believe that you are lovable? Do you want to believe that you can create, be or do anything that you want in this world? Because when you start to believe these feelings over your past feelings that have just been created through life situations so that you could possibly awaken to the true power that you are, wouldn't that be good if you could then actually wake up one day and remember and think, oh, well, you know, all that wasn't true, but I needed that to realize and to make me awaken to my true power, so that we could realize the true wholeness that we are, yin and yang, as we were saying before, the positive and the negative. Once we have known the negative, then we can know the positive, and this is our true birthright. This is what we came here on earth to experience, our wholeness, our oneness with each and every emotion that we have and that we are able to feel and experience in this life. We came here to experience it all. So let yourself have that experience. You have known the negative, you have known the shame, the guilt, the depression, you've got to the lowest point where you can't take it anymore. You don't want that anymore. You've seen it, you've experienced it, it's done. Now you can remember and awaken to the true wholeness, to the love, the happiness, the peace, the passion, the speaking your truth, seeing hope, and believing in more, believing in the higher power. Because once you have started to then experience these new experiences, then this is what will grow and this is what will nurture, and your chakras will then glow. They will feel aligned, and they will be able to glow and move as they were meant to, and then your energy field will be able to flow. So the second step that we need to do once we have made our bodies feel safe is to then feel these emotions. So this is what some people might call the dark night of the soul. So this is when we feel safe enough and that we need to then process all these emotions that are stored in our body. So we store them, of course, so that we begin to realize when we are safe enough and aware enough and intelligent enough emotionally to be able to process them. And they need to come up because we need to realize and we need to learn the lessons that these emotions, that these situations had for us, for our life path. So if you have had a situation where you felt unlovable, then you need to realize that this was nothing personal. This wasn't actually true. It was an illusion, so that you could awaken. And now you realize that you are lovable, you are whole and complete, just as you are, and that it's okay to feel these emotions. It's okay to release them. So it might get really hard, and this is why a lot of people don't do the inner work, or the emotions are too strong. This is why it's important to have the knowledge and the awareness of it, to then realize it's okay for these emotions to come up, because I feel them, because I am safe and I am loved. No matter what emotions I have, no matter who I am in this world, I am still loved and I am still whole and complete. And it is hard. Emotions come up when we are releasing them. So you can't feel shame for yourself for feeling these emotions that we all have. And as you can see, everybody has stored emotions, trapped trauma that needs to be released. It needs to come up in a way that we can feel it and we can know that we are whole, no matter what. So what we can do, obviously this is a great opportunity for me to show you that it's okay to breathe through it. I am safe. There's nothing external here that is making me feel these emotions, apart from the fact that they're stored in my body and that they need to be released. So what can we do? We can breathe. I see you for just being an emotion. I see you for just being a past habit. And then naturally your vibration can rise again. You can rise to your wholeness and it can be released. It can be released. The key is awareness, to make it aware and to put your observation on it. Once you put your observation on something, this is what scientists are constantly experimenting and learning with, our observation. What is consciousness? What is consciousness? Are we the universe expressing itself through a human body? There are science experiments that prove observation changes matter. So naturally, once you put your observation on something, such as an emotion, it can then be released out of our bodies as just so, and then it's not stored. You accept it and you begin to acknowledge it for what it is. It's an emotion. It's not reality. Our thoughts and our feelings can make things seem so real. But what is real, really? Is this an illusion? Is this just a hologram of what we believe to be true, so that we can learn about life, so that we can learn about ourselves, what we are, what are we? We're consciousness experiencing itself. That is a miracle in itself. So once we begin to not believe in these old patterns, these old behaviors, these old thinking and feeling habits, they're just habits, and our body gets addicted to these habits, these chemicals, because it creates an identity around them. This is who I am. Who am I without my pain? Who am I without who I thought I was? But you can create a new version of you. There is infinite versions of you in the parallel reality that we live in. There's an infinite universe with infinite quantum possibilities that you can bring into your life. This is how powerful and beautiful we are. This is how beautiful life is. But when we focus constantly on the negative and who we thought we were, this shame, this guilt, this fear that's trapped in our lower chakras, an inability to speak our truth and be authentic and be ourselves, this is who we are creating the identity around. So we need to create this new safe space for us so that we can then process it. The third step is to release it and to create new habits, new thinking and new feeling habits. An important practice is to meditate on these feelings, wire these new thinking habits into our brains. And then once we do this again and again and again, it becomes habit, and that is what becomes our new baseline feeling and thinking. And then we can naturally then create better and more positive experiences into our life to reflect a new, peaceful and happy outer reality. So again, once we believe something, because when we are going on through the day, we are that 5% aware, we are on autopilot most of the time. The autopilot will then be reprogrammed to be more positive. And you don't know how you're doing this. This is your subconscious mind, which is connected to the universe, to the quantum field. You as a human might not know how to create these situations into your life, but your subconscious mind does. The universe and your soul does, which is your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind holds the answers to the quantum, to everything that there is in the universe, on this earth. So then once you let go of this free will, then you realize that this 95% of your day will then automatically happen for you. All you have to do is the reprogramming, the thinking, the feeling, and then your natural behaviors and actions will then come from that part of you instead of the old negative habits. It will come from the positive energy that you have implemented. It will come from the love. It will come from the happiness, the peace, the passion, the speaking your truth. You will naturally become authentic because that is what you are feeling. Whatever you are thinking and feeling will be externally projected into your outer reality. So once we have created the safe space, once we have learned to feel our emotions, this will pass. And then we are naturally in the process of creating a new, more positive, beneficial outer reality. We then just need to repeat and let it go. Trust in a higher power, trust in our higher versions. What would our highest self be doing? What would our highest self be thinking? Get this vision of yourself, who you want to be, what life you want to have. This is really important to be able to then have this hope, this feeling of hope and seeing more, connecting to your crown chakra and your third eye chakra, which I have actually forgotten to put on there. Your third eye chakra is how you see. It's the visions that you have. It's so important to have a vision that you might not have believed in before. So what do you want in this life? Once you believe and you begin to believe that you can have, be or do anything in this life, then you can get excited, and all these feelings come with the thinking, the seeing, this vision that you want to have. So it's about creating that vision and connecting with the higher self. So our third eye is how we connect with the higher self, who already has everything that you want to bring into this reality. It knows how to get there. So once you connect with it, you can see it in your mind's eye, see what life you would like to have, What does your car look like? What does your house look like? What are you doing on an everyday basis? What is your family like? What are you like? Are you healthy, strong, positive, happy? Feel these emotions and see and connect with this on an everyday basis. The more you connect with this, the more that you can see that version of you, the more that this will be reflected and you will be able to see it in your subconscious mind. Of course, it's connecting it with the subconscious mind so that then that program, the 95% of your daily routines, can create that effortlessly into your life. So I really hope this helps you understand your consciousness, understand your old thought habits and patterns that just aren't serving you anymore, and how you can now create a better life for yourself and know that it is true, it is possible for you to create it. So have a beautiful rest of your day. One thing, if you've got some time now to spare, just take some time out and just sit with yourself. Feel the feelings that you want to feel. Envision, take a 10-minute visualization now to then go and visualize what life you want to have. Feel the feelings of it already being done. And I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day and connect with those opportunities that will now come into your life effortlessly. Love and light always. Thank you for watching.